Martin. Martin, how are you?
Doing well.
I'm doing all right. All right. That's good that you're doing well on this fine Saturday.
Yeah, well, a little gloomy,
A little gloomy, yeah, but it's it's fine. It's one of those days, but nothing will ever nothing can stop the rain. So
that's true. We're still here.
yeah, we're still here.
We're still here.
All right, so I do want to do a little bit of background on you first. So I know that I did my own little research on you. I know that you are a Florida State alumni.
I am. Yeah.
All right. And I know that you have a lot of experience under your belt, especially because the school that you went to is known for their criminal justice background and film school.
Mm-hmm.
So explain more about your experience when you went to Florida State University.
Oh man, FSU was a good time. It was. So my FSU is my grad school program.
Okay.
So before then I went to FAMU right across the street.
Mm-hmm.
So I studied music engineering and business there. So with that training and my music background, I just figured, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do after college.
Mm-hmm.
So my engineering professor suggested, look into the film school at FSU. So did a tour there. I got along with everybody there.
Wow.
Yeah, they were just so welcome there.
Welcoming.
And then there was this specific woman. Her name was, oh my goodness, Gladys. That might not be her name. Don't have that in there. But she was just so Gloria. It was Gloria. She was the recruitment officer there.
Okay.
But she just kept such in good contact with me, gave me all the information I needed. And then they really liked me because I was heavy in sound. My background was sound. They haven't had a sound student in years there. So, I kind of knew I was a shoo-in to get accepted there, even though it's a highly competitive program. So
it really does seem like it. I know for FAMU is really popular HBCU. So it's only the fact that like you said, it's really highly competitive.
Yeah.
It's one of those schools where it's like, a lot of people want to go there, to get the education, and of course, why not, also have fun too.
Right.
All right, and I know that you went to FAMU, dating from 2012 to 2016, am I correct?
Yep.
And you were in the Industry Student Association and the National Association for Music Educators. And you were the vice president for MISA? Was it M-E?
Well, I was president of MISA.
President of MISA.
I was vice president, but for 2 years I was president.
Gotcha. Okay. From, I think it was 2013, 2014, I believe?
Yeah, I can't remember years right now. Listen, if you were in that program from the start, you were working.
You were working the whole time.
So you may have picked up titles along the way.
Okay. Well, that's still awesome, though.
Man, it was a great time.
It seemed like it was. You founded your own production company called Magician
oh my goodness,
Productions.
Oh my gosh, where did you find it? Yeah, it was Magic Man Productions while I was there. Yeah. Okay, you're taking me back, right?
All right, and then moving on to Playback Sounds Production. You were the sound mixer, I believe?
Yep, that was my first job when I moved to Atlanta.
Okay.
That was my mentor's company.
So explain how you get into that.
Into that specific.
Yes, specific one. Yes.
So when I moved here in 2018, literally 2 days after I graduated FSU, I moved to Atlanta. I was ready. I just knew. But I wanted to get into music. So I interned at a few studios and things like that. I kind of realized quickly that wasn't the path I wanted to be when I moved up here. So I had a alumnus who was in LA. He had a sound package that he just loaned out to me just so I can, get my foot bearings right. So my then girlfriend, now wife.
Okay.
She was messing with me. She was like, "You can't come back home until you find a job." It was just like, sometimes you need that motivation to get out. So I took my equipment, I got on the MARTA, and I went. I literally stopped on every stop from the North Spring Station down to College Park, I believe.
Okay.
But when I got off in West End, there's these loft areas, they call the Metropolitans now. but there are just a bunch of lofts and warehouses there. So my mentor, Playback Sounds, his name's Damien, but his business is Playback Sounds. I stopped there, introduced myself. I didn't meet him, but I met his partner. Said, hey, I'm a sound mixer. I'm just looking for work, blase, blase. I didn't necessarily know what they do there. I just was just pitching myself.
Right.
So it literally was a cold call.
That's what you have to do.
And it was the biggest blessing. I got there. He gave my information to Damien. The next day, I met Damien. Damien, saw what I could do and realized real quick, oh, you can do, and he's a sound mixer too, so he felt comfortable sending me out to, hey, BET's doing something, I need you to go out there. He felt comfortable with me doing things like that.
And that's what it's supposed to be. Like, of course, when you get it's a blessing in disguise, obviously. When you get the opportunity to, of course, sell yourself, pitch yourself, and then, of course, when you actually show them what you can really do, so that they probably think like, oh, let's just see, if it doesn't work out,
right?
But you were able to show, your talent and your creative side, and that's when they're just like, we'll give it a chance, like we'll give it a chance,
right?
And that's what we all want. We all want an opportunity. We all want a chance to show people what we can do. So from there, I know you were a sound designer for Nickelodeon Animation.
Well, yeah. So it was just a term position. So they had this commercial. It was for, my goodness, what's that? Juneteenth. It was for Juneteenth. Right. They were animating a commercial, so they had me on board for, I think it was 3 months to do the sound design for that commercial. It was only 15 seconds, but animation, that was my first animated project. It was amazing.
How long did it take? I know animation, I feel like I heard animation takes like a really long time to do.
It does.
How many hours did you put into it? How was it?
Well, I wasn't an animator. Really, the length goes into the actual animation themselves because you have different positions for each thing. So you have an illustrator. I may be botching this, but you have an illustrator who comes up with the storyboards and things like that. Then you have positions known as fillers who fill in the motions. So if you got storyboard has an animation here and then an animation here. The fillers are the ones who do those in between.
Okay.
Motions. So those are things that take some time. Even with the animation, like with Pixar and things like that, they do the same thing. They have storyboard artists, then they have pre-visual artists who goes in to do 3D renders of these. Then you have the fillers again who fill in those motions, make things seamless. So I learned all that during those 3 months, during that 3 months time. So yeah, you can say it took, for 15 seconds, it took 3 months.
Wow,
yeah.
For 15 seconds.
For 15 seconds.
3 months.
Now my job, it wasn't, I'm coming up with the sound design aspect of these things. So I'm like, okay, it was basically, the storyboard was this little girl, her dream is to become a professional swimmer.
Right.
So you see, the beginning, it starts out with her, in the Olympian championship, just swimming. You hear the bells, you hear the people screaming, cheering, and then we resolve into this little girl in a pool while her dad is holding her in the water, and she's just doing a backstroke. It's kind of as if you've seen Serena Williams, as a little girl, just...
And King Richard.
Yeah, it's actually just like that. But then we resolve into her as a little girl, her dad's just tossing a ball at her. It's one of those, I don't know, it's motivational.
Motivational moments. Almost as if that's how, I feel like that's how it is when you look at, Pixar or Walt Disney movies. They have some sort of message behind it for children, of course, to where, you can achieve anything.
Yeah.
You put your mind to it.
You can.
And that's what anybody would want their child to see. Now, that's amazing that you have the chance to be a part of a big project like that, because Nickelodeon is such a broad kind of studio, other than Walt Disney and Pixar and Cartoon Network. It has a big child demographic.
It does. And it's funny how I got that job was actually from an FSU alum that I went to school with.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually next door neighbor with the hiring manager who we're looking for. So
Wow.
And he's an editor, my friend in California. He's an editor, but they just live next door. He's like, hey, do you happen to know a sound designer? So that goes into the importance
that goes into it.
Yeah.
And seeing how having a good reputation as well can pass you off to different opportunities.
Yeah.
All right. And then, of course, you're a company owner of Versus Media.
Yeah.
So explain, how did you come up with the name, and, what is your company?
Versus, I'll explain what the company is
Yes.
first. So Versus, we're a location sound mixing company. So we provide services for the film and television industry. My clients range from BET, Revolt, we see TV One, a lot of businesses as well, like Cox Media, Cox Automotive, those type of figures. Like, so we provide location audio services as well as mixing. So we go from the script, we read your script. If you need sound designing things, we highlight elements. We make sure we capture dialogue when we're on location. And then we also come up with the sound design elements in post, get everything ready for mixing and mastering for television, film, and yeah.
All right. Sounds like a handful. So,
Yeah.
so can you give like a couple examples of your clients? Like, I know you said BET and Revolt. What shows for BET have you done the sound mixing for? Or sound design? Sound design,
I've done Wild and Out a few times. Well, actually, no, that's Viacom. What's that? MTV.
MTV, yes.
Yeah, that's for BET. Oh my goodness, I know we've done the Christmas movie with Neo with them. A lot of their commercials we do. Oh man, it's so hard to pinpoint.
It's just so many.
Yeah, and honestly, every day is a different project. So they do start to run into each other. But I more so notice because it's the relationships you build with people.
Definitely.
So sometimes you're just there with the people. Not even, the projects. I've done plenty of projects I have not known the name of them.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, hey Neil, how you doing today?
Right.
Oh, Taraji, how you doing? You're meeting these people. It goes beyond the project. The people is really where it's at.
Wow. And honestly, when you're working with, and like I said, it's fine. Even with me sometimes, with doing the work I do, I know sometimes when certain acts, like talents come in, and they're just like, oh my gosh, so-and-so's coming in. And I'm like, who's that?
Yeah, and honestly, I realized those are, like when I did the hip hop awards a few weeks back, you tell people like, oh my God, you're doing the hip hop awards? Man, I don't know any of these people.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Don't know any of these folks.
I don't. And honestly, those are probably the best people to hire.
Right.
Because it's like, they're not enamored by the people's personas and things. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was waiting for LL. Like that's, that's, I had to grip the man.
No. No, I understand. I know you were, and you're right now you're a audio engineer for Revolt TV. Now, explain how you got the opportunity for Revolt TV.
So, all these opportunities, these are my clients.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily, how did I get that job? Oh, relationships. We're gonna start there. So back at FAM, my professor, I had a music marketing professor. Her name was Nina Packer.
Okay.
Is Nina Packer. So, I was president of MISA at the time, the organization. So Nina, she's like a remote teacher. So she only comes to campus once a year. So when she came, I made an effort. Hey guys, we're gonna celebrate her coming here. We're gonna bring a live band, this, that. So I organized all this. So when she came, she saw how we organized. She saw how diligent I was in placing people everywhere. We started to build a connection, a relationship after. She will present opportunities like, hey, you should intern here, this, that, and I'll pick up on it. She'll send me jobs here and there, and I'll do it. So with all these different things, you'll hear a good reputation from me and all that. So fast forward moving to Atlanta, because she lives in Atlanta, I've done a few projects with her, and then I end up meeting her brother.
Okay.
Her brother is the executive producer at Revolt Studios.
Wow.
So, and I actually met him completely separate of her.
From her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was this DP, a director of photography. His name is Alex Acosta. He used to be a music video director. Back when I watched 106 in Park, I loved all his videos.
Wow.
It's really what made me want to be in film and television.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I developed a good relationship with him. So he put me on a project with Muhammad, who's Ali's, Ali, who is Nina's brother.
Mm-hmm. Ali.
Yeah, so I got on a project with him. Then later on, he had a show called Black Girl Stuff, which is on Revolt TV, which
Mm-hmm.
I am A1. I'm the A1 engineer for. He hired me on to do the post for that, to soon later replace the mixer who was on that show to be present there. At that moment, he realized, hey, you're my sister's student. Like, yes, I am. It was like, that's crazy how full circle
Mm-hmm.
all these.
For full circle.
Yeah, so from that point on, I'm not going nowhere because I'm stuck.
Listen, get as much as you can.
Yeah.
Get as much knowledge as you can, and of course, since you have your own company, you're
Mm-hmm.
able to you have a lot of versatility.
Yes, yeah.
And basically, just keep building connection.
That's
all you can really do.
That's the magic of it. You know, the more you learn, the more effective you are for these people. And that's how you're helping. And I don't do things out of ego. It's more so I want to help solve the problems.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets the more higher up you go, the more advanced the problems get.
Definitely.
So the more you kind of got to educate yourself to be an asset to solve those problems.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now I know that you were featured in it looks like the ones that I've seen, a lot of little small commercials. Like I know you've done, for example, I know you've helped with Crystal Snack Sides,
Mm-hmm. Shakes
and fries with Ray J.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
Okay, explain. What was it like working with Ray J?
Oh, that man is so cool, man. That I've enjoyed the minute he stepped in to the minute we rapped. He's a cool man. The man knows entertainment. He truly does. He knows what he does. So and very professional too. Professional, funny, and enjoyable. And those are the talents that you really
we need more of those. And of course, I know that he was one of the first ones to do like a club walk-in.
Yeah.
And, he would make a lot of money from doing that.
Yeah.
And then of course other celebrities, started doing it too.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course I know you did. You worked with two of the most popular male and female lead from a different world, Kadeem Harrison and Jasmine Guy.
Oh man, Miss Guy and Mr. Harrison, so cool.
They seem like they're really cool people.
And Miss Guy, it's a funny story with Miss Guy. When we rapped, she
Mm-hmm.
needed it because she lives in Atlanta, so she needed an Uber
Mm-hmm.
to her house. So my wife came to pick me up. We all waiting. And then I put my stuff in the car. Miss Guy was like, how far do you guys stay?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, we don't stay too far. My wife didn't know who it was at first, so she rolled down the window. And I was like, I'm sorry, Miss Guy, we don't have room because I had to put all my stuff in the car. My wife pinched me and was like, what are you doing? We will get her a ride. It was, till this day, she picks on me about it.
Oh, wow.
But Miss Guy Uber came right after that. So
Oh, okay.
I made sure I walked her and escorted her in her Uber and all that. But
Wow.
yeah, it's just funny. You get funny stories with these people.
Wow.
And I took a picture with Kadeem and sent it to my mom because my mom wanted me to go to FAMU because of A Different World. So.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So,
See?
yep.
See, that comes around for a full circle. And to be honest, it's a true blessing that you get the chance to meet the new people.
Yeah.
And people don't realize, like, any kind of celebrity, they don't have to be new school celebrities. It can be anybody.
Yeah.
And it's the fact of, too, also with celebrities from different time periods and things of the such, it's more of being a humble person.
Yeah.
Not feeling like, oh, I was on this show, so I have more of a superiority, than you do, so I feel like I should be treated more higher.
Seniority and things
Right.
like that. Yeah.
They know that, everyone is on the same playing field.
Mm-hmm.
I was just blessed to have an opportunity like everyone else.
Now, it's not to say that those don't exist.
No, definitely.
I was gonna, it's always 50-50. Like you have those shows to where it is that hierarchy. You do deal with those kind of people.
Yeah.
But you learn along the way of life is I keep saying relationships, but it truly is, because when you're in that element of dealing with different people, you pick up on different skills.
Definitely.
So people, like how you speak to people, how they speak to you, how you react, how you take it, it
all plays together.
It does.
Definitely. All right. Okay, so we are starting with the interview as you are the Revolt TV editor. Now, I know that we had a great conversation in the first part where you went into a lot of your history, who you've worked with, in a lot of detail, and you were all very, very descriptive, which was awesome. So I do want to ask, since you are with Revolt TV, explain what has continued to motivate you in your present career in the media and entertainment industry.
What motivates me right there is when you create, like with me, it's my business.
Correct.
So, and what I can do with my business. Like, I always want to serve, so that's why I was mentioning before, as you get higher up the totem pole, problems become more complex. So my desire really is to solve those problems for, like I mentioned, Ali. Like, Ali hired me. He's the reason I'm with Revolt. And I want to make sure that hey man, I want to make you look good. I want to make you sound good. So you got me in this arena because you trusted me. See, when someone puts trust in you, that kind of just, it's an obligation there. And it's kind of something wrong if you don't feel, something when someone trusts in you. So when Ali trusts me with Revolt and its sound, anything that we shoot, from Revolt Black News to Black Girl Stuff to Tez on 10 to all these different content pieces that we shoot, it not only for them, but it does something to you. When people watch that content, they're watching your work, they're listening to your work. I'm the audio supervisor. Those are my audio decisions that people are listening to. So it's interesting.
It's a great feeling too.
It is. It's 100% a great feeling. It's not like an ego thing, but it's more so like,
wow, I did that.
Yeah. I mean, it does boost your ego a little bit, but it's also like, okay, we got more to do. Like then it gets to a point where you're used to your work. Okay, I need to advance this, and then you get so deep into it. Like, I hear, might sound a bit nerdy, but I started to get into the compression. Like, is that too much compression? I might have to change the ratio. The gain, let's bring the gain down a bit. Or the EQ, I hear a little, let's bring that. So you get deep into the waves.
Oh, definitely. It's almost as if people don't realize when anything you do, it's an artistic form to it.
It is.
Whether it's dancing, singing, rapping, audio, creating something, pictures, movies, writing. It's an artistic form.
It is. It is.
When you get deep into it, you're able to really when at the end you're able to bring out that nice big picture, and you're just like, wow, you're taking it back, I did this.
Yeah, and what's dope is art is a collaborative thing. Art. What's the saying that art is a reflection of reality or imitates reality or something like that? But if you get into the grandness of it, reality is a whole bunch of systems.
Sure
it's
does.
A whole bunch of different things. You got nature in the winds, you got ocean. We don't have waves without wind.
Sure don't.
So that's the same thing with creativity, and even in film. Film is 100% collaborative.
Oh, definitely.
Ali is in the creative executive world to where he picks out different people to bring that art together. So he has the sound team, you have the camera team, the lighting team, the grip team, you got hair and makeup, you got talent. And then, and then you got the in-betweens. You got PAs and producers that really bring the stories together. You got talent liaisons to make the talent comfortable so that way they're in the right mindset to bring that. So it's a lot of philosophy, psychology, art, all that.
All of it, wrapped up into one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we love. I want to ask, is it possible / impossible to stay up to date with the latest trends and developments in the media industry?
Yes. Yeah, man. It was like I said before with the hip hop awards. I knew 80% of those people on that red carpet. I did not know. But it's cool though because this was celebrating the 50th year of hip hop. So you started out like listening from like
Sugar Hill Gang,
DJ Kool Herc. Then we go up into the brand new flavor. Who's that? Craig Mack. And then we get into Nas, and then now we got whoever we got. I think Pooh Shiesty,
Yeah, we got the Curtis Blow, of course you had Tupac, Biggie, Eminem, all that, and then of course you said like Pooh Shiesty, Lil Durk, Lil Baby,
all these different people.
Da Baby,
But we can be critics and sticklers like, oh, hip hop ain't the same or whatever contents ain't the same, but we gotta understand that everything's about evolution. I am not the same person that I was 5 years ago. Hip hop music is not the same as what I was just listening to some classical music the other day. They got electronic music in classical. Like I heard an 808 in a classical song, but it's still something like it's the advancements is what you everything is a tool. And how you use it into the art that's what we're looking for. So it's that to answer your question, I think it is impossible to kind of keep up with everything. But far as like how things will help you in your field to keep up, I think it's just effort to really. And like with me, everything's AI nowadays. So all my tools that I use on my post site, like 5 years ago, I had no AI or like a very low grade of AI. Now I use AI. I can turn around a project when it will take me a week. I can turn it around in a few hours now.
Definitely.
So, and it's just a matter of keep up with these advancements so that way you're not fizzled out. Obsolete. Like that's where we're moving now. So
definitely. And that's why I like AI too, because it also helps me with some of my college too, because I'm like, hey, whatever, not like you do a paper, it's like it's a 5-page paper and it's due.
You gotta do what you gotta do now.
Due at the end of the week, and you're like, okay, what am I gonna do? And you're sitting there majority of an hour trying to figure out how to do a page already, and you're like, oh gosh. Now with how AI is and how it's structured and the way it's so it helps so much. You can turn that from sitting there on 1-page paper for let's say like a day and a half to a few hours. You can get a couple pages in, and you're like, oh
yeah. And that's better for your mind now. So listen, AI is for the world. AI is for the people.
Oh, definitely.
I'm pro AI.
I'm pro AI. If my dad told me about AI, of course my dad, he went to A&T, and he was telling me, he was like, hey, get into this AI, like it's gonna really help you with your school. And I'm like, if he says it's cool, I'm gonna go with it.
Your dad's a good man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Now, I do want to say Revolt TV has been has represent underrepresented voices. Can you share your experiences in your career where you have championed diversity and inclusion in your work?
Explain that.
More of underappreciated, more of like, let's say Black voices and within like the industry. Now Revolt TV, they tend to show more of those underrepresented voices. Like I said, like with African Americans. Yeah,
like prime example is I feel like every piece of content that Revolt does, that is like the purpose of it. So we have Revolt Black News, which is literally is a news channel that we talk about the concerns in the Black community, in the Black culture.
Kind of like with Roland Martin.
Yeah, in a way, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, similar, like just like that, like you're bringing these concerns that really the black people, like that incident with Shanquella Robinson.
Yes.
That was as CNN and all these other, like they briefly went over it. Revolt Black News made an effort for a full year.
Mm-hmm.
We brought it up at least every other episode, like the continuing research. There was a liaison from Revolt that kept up with this story, like a whole journal team. Like there's a whole team in our building that kept up with these stories, like trying to get updates, speaking to the attorneys down there, like who are trying to figure out what's going on between Mexico and the U.S. and this particular thing. Like I would not know any of that if it wasn't for that. And then we have another show, Black Girl Stuff. Now we're targeting not just women, but we're talking black women. And black women has a whole. I have a wife, so I'm so appreciative for that piece of content, because there's something for my wife to not feel alone.
And have relatability to.
Exactly. And then, it's like The View, but it's black women. And it's what the culture is talking about. And it's like, and what I liked about that show is it's diverse. Like these are different women with different backgrounds, different ways of thinking. And like, you just see the flow you just see the chemistry. So I'm a big fan of that show, but all these, like, it came from the essence of wanting to give a voice to those who are underrepresented.
Right. And that's what Revolt TV does. Now, I know that collaborating is very significant in media. Can you describe a challenging project/situation where you had to work closely with a team to achieve a common goal?
I feel like every day on set. So there's a when you work on set, there's a common joke like holding on sound, and so but yeah. So for example, a common problem that we'll normally get on set is we got an interview per se. So I will have my boom pole here, and then dangling right on top of you. Two issues can come into mind. Okay, we have our wide camera here. Hey, Demetrius, we see the boom. We need you to go up. Well, here's the thing with that. I can go up, but I'm sacrificing sound on my end. Now, the further you go, the more of the room I'm hearing. And we don't want that. But at the same time, we do need this wide shot because it's an establishing shot. Now, you do have other cameras who can get the close-up and things like that, but the wide shot is very important.
Definitely. So
I could go up, but I'm sacrificing that. Camera could go in, they could not be as wide, right? Like, so there's, you talk to the department head of camera, and then the department head of sound has to come together to, really see what's feasible. And then if it's too much of a problem on my end, hey, camera, can you just, can we do this? You get your establishing shot, then we cut, and then we could focus on, these side shots that are much tighter. Like you have close-ups that will be right here, or just a full body shot. But if we do that, then I can put the boom right here, and we're perfect.
Good. Okay.
So you come with different problem-solving things like that, and even with the lighting team, sometimes their light can come from an angle to where it puts my boom shadow on their face. Like, hey, we got a boom shadow. Can you come from a different angle? Cool. I can just come from this side to this side. So
you find ways to help each other.
Yeah.
And that's what you should do as a team. Knowing the subject matter of Revolt TV, how do you approach the ethical responsibility of sensitive topics?
So thankfully, I'm not in a position that really is too affected by that. With sensitive topics, one, I'm mature myself. So, when things are sensitive like that, you kind of have to, come from a place of understanding, come from a place of nurturing. Though, we're listening, I have to be very important to not base an opinion More so rather just
because of what you hear.
Exactly. So you want to come from a place of I'm learning something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if you're always in a place of learning rather than a place of being opinionated, I think that's what really helps with those sensitive topics and things like that, because now you know everybody can have an opinion about something, but you're not learning anything. But if you're coming from that state, you're more in tune to the work that you're doing, because hey, I need to make sure the world hears this, so I'm more attuned to, all right, are your levels up? You know, I'm just making sure so that people aren't distracted in any way, like, I can't really hear what they're saying.
Right.
So it's just, because you want to do that with intimate scenes, like, especially like, you know, when Power, for example, when you're in those intimate scenes, not everybody in the crew is in that room.
Yes.
You only have the head people who need to be there. So
right.
Even the directors sometimes aren't in that room. So it's probably just a camera person and a sound person.
That's what I thought, because I was thinking, like, you know, when of course you do see those kind of intimate scenes in shows and stuff, I was thinking, like, is everybody in there?
The only thing that will be in that room, because those certain scenes have certain protocols, just like with certain content and certain topics, there's a certain protocol to approach it.
Right.
Because like I just said, you want to come from a certain frame of mind. These protocols advance that frame of mind. So it's developing systems to, you know,
keep it rolling.
Right.
I know the media shifts every day. Tell me a situation where you had to adapt to a new direction.
This is funny. So I'm keep everything in Revolt, because I know that's what this page is about. So we have our director there, Alex, who I mentioned, is phenomenal dude. So the way he directs is, you know, it's a certain way. He's a real team player, and he understands like I can say the directors who are the best directors understand each department, understand what they do, understand the protocols, like he understands the gear, like he understands. So he's real forgiving if it's like, hey D, I need you to be up in 10. Well, Alex, I gotta mic the talent, I have to set up the reader system. He was like, all right, cool, just let me know when you're good. I'll check back in 10 minutes. Real cooperative dude. So when it's been 2 times to where he wasn't available, so we had a replacement director. Younger guy, very energetic, very narrow. So he approaches things differently. So it's just interesting. So that goes into just being flexible. So he's more so like, hey, we need this up in 5. Yeah, I can't do that. We have this, that. Well, I need you to get like, it's like, why can't anybody? And then, you know, you get frustrated, and then that energy projects to the whole team, and not everybody in the team is just, you know, but I think how we found the grounding was, hey, we know the reputation of this guy. Let's just get through the day.
Yes, let's just get through the day.
Sometimes all you can do is just
get through it.
Get through the day, one step at a time. Deal with it, whatever comes with. But yeah, that's probably more on the extreme side of things, but that is.
Okay, yeah, I understand those kind of people. All right, Revolt TV aims to dispute traditional media landscape. How do you envision the future of media?
The future of media, I feel like we're kind of in that right now. So, you know, dealing with the writer's strike and the actor's strike.
Oh, definitely.
So AI is a big part of that. I don't know, man.
It's almost like it's when you think of media, it's so advanced. Because I'm gonna give my little nugget on this one. To me, media is so advanced now that it's kind of like it's so advanced. You're just like, what else is it to it? What else is there to add to media? And
that's kind of like where I'm at. So it's just like the event, media's future is honestly limitless. So it really, anybody who has a vision of where their particular, destination is, if they have a venture in media, it's limitless.
Definitely.
Especially if you utilize AI and just because AI is in media. I just mentioned before, I have AI sound tools. There's AI editing tools. So man, it's crazy. If you have a script and you upload it into your software and you have like 10 camera angles, as long as you upload that script, AI will edit it for you. So that's just 1 degree. It really, honestly, I do see with the future of media is going to be an oversaturation. That's one. That's going to happen. The accessibility of it is just so tangible. Anybody can. It's kind of like almost no, there's no cap on it. But not to say that it's a bad thing. I do think that's going to make people want higher quality things now, because you go on TikTok, everybody's a content creator. So there's going to be a point to where the demand for quality is going to go up, So I do think creativity is going to enhance with it because of that demand and higher quality. But also the same on that end, high quality camera equipment are becoming more affordable. So that's why it goes into, though it's high quality, now creativity has to match that. So there is going to be a heighten of creativity.
That's true. All right, I know multimedia is sharing a time where multimedia is sharing a story. Share a time where you integrated multimedia narratives.
Integrated multimedia narratives. Like me going on TikTok or Instagram or?
Yes.
I don't think I've personally done it. I know I've done these with clients. Like I have a lifestyle client. Was it Tito's? I think that was the brand. Did something with Tito. Oh my goodness. Let me try to gauge it back because I think this was last year. Never mind. Yeah, I don't think I have anything for this one.
Okay. All right. What do you believe set Revolt TV apart from other platforms?
Oh man, what sets Revolt Media from other platforms? Well, other than like the content is for us, it's for us, by us, food, in a sense, and it also goes back to your question of representing underrepresented voices. So now you have these shows that the premise is based off Black women opinion. You got shows like Carisha Please, and then you have Revolt Black Media. Even, oh man, my favorite out of them is like Earn Your Leisure, Asset Over Liabilities. Their premise is to bring financial freedom and understanding to our community. And that's something that man, when I was growing up, that's something that was never thought of. I never thought about, even though inherently I did save money, but not like we understand how to acquire wealth. Like that's something that was just always like, it's like redlining. It's like you don't know about that. So Revolt is bringing that media, that knowledge, that these opinions, like it's for us, by us.
Right.
So nah, man, Revolt top tier.
Top tier. All right, and of course this is our last question. What advice can you give someone who is starting out or wanting to break out in this industry?
There's so much to say. There really is. But I think the best advice honestly I can give is truly, truly, truly be a sponge. Like just be a sponge. Try to understand all positions. Like if you're just a PA, be a PA who is, not like an overzealous, not someone who's like that and it's kind of phony. Be genuine. Definitely be genuine. Be kind to yourself and forgiving to yourself when you make mistakes. And just come from the frame of mind that you're learning and you want to learn. Because it just branches out to different things. It branches out to relationship building. It branches out to, really is all relationships. From my personal journey, it was all relationships and how I managed myself and always being a sponge and learning. So honestly, it works for me. I feel like it'll work for you.
All right, I thank you again, Mr. Demetrius Martin, for coming out today and really doing this interview with me. Of course, as you know, my little story, of course, that I've told you off camera. This is something that I'm really passionate about, and I really want to go forth in the future with doing this as my career. So like I said, I thank you again for coming out today and helping me with this.
It's no problem at all. If you need any help with anything, always reach out. And yeah, I'm around.
All right, thank you.
No problem.